gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Collector's Corner with the Bobble Goat. And today we have Michael Larocco. Well, welcome to Collector's Corner, Michael. We are very excited to have you. So if you want to give us a short introduction about yourself, we can start to go over some questions and show off your collection.
Great. Well, thanks for having me first and foremost. I appreciate it. Yeah, my name's Mike Larocco. I'm not too far from you. I live in Harleysville, Pennsylvania, originally from Northwest Ohio. So my dad grew up in Cleveland. So by default, we are Cleveland fans. So Cleveland Indians / Guardians. Still a struggle to remember to say Guardians. Browns, Cavaliers. My parents met at Ohio State. So definitely have an affinity for the Buckeyes. But yeah, man, I'm excited to be here and hopefully show off the collection a little bit.
Yeah, there you are, Mike. Okay, all good.
I'm a huge Cavs fan, so I love these cabinets. First off, these are from IKEA, and I think they're called Billy's. So a huge fan of these. They're beautiful. They smell good. My wife is like, I want something nice. I was like, okay. So my wife did all this. She put them all together because she's wonderful. I need risers. That's a big problem for me is I got to get risers. But here's the Cavs collection. I'm not even close to having all of them. Here's kind
Yeah,
of like
did you see the Cavs are coming out with a Kelsey bobblehead this year? A
I
dual
am. Oh
Kelsey?
yeah. So
Are you got
as you know, I'm not a Philadelphia guy, but
so
I'm
you're
in
a
the middle
Cavs
of.
guy.
I kind of got the movies. You got the Henry Roland Gardner's Rookie of the Year, so I got those three. This was a must-have. I don't care what anybody says. This is one of the best ones I've seen.
I gotta say, I gotta sit right here. I think
Yeah,
this was the best, probably the
yeah,
best giveaway last season.
yeah. Big fan. I know the Snooki's kind of a weird one, but I drove up to that game. It was cool.
Yeah,
Got some.
a lot of people wanted that one.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was well done. I think it was well made. So these ones right here that you see in the front row, these are all Cleveland Browns players, but they're actually from the Akron Rubber Ducks or Akron Arrows.
Oh
They're
wow.
they do a Cleveland Browns player each year, so I'm one short. The toughest one is a guy named Michael Dean Perry who played in the I think it was the early '90s. But man, I don't know, something about bobbleheads is just fun, right? And
Yeah,
my
I
my
agree.
wife, she tells me it's excessive, but I got all the Elmos, I've got all the Sesame Street ones because if God forbid we ever move, I have about 500, and I want to keep the boxes. I can't not have a box, and my wife hates me for that. Maybe that's too strong of a word. My wife does not appreciate me keeping the boxes because it takes up a lot of space. But
I get what you're saying. I get the
yeah,
Bobble wifey is the same way. I
yeah,
got rid of a lot of boxes that I wish I still had.
okay. So when I'm looking to buy a bobblehead, I always ask about the box, and if they don't have, I'll try to negotiate a lower price because I think that's important to have.
I agree.
But long term, I don't know what to do with all these. Now you got my Cleveland Indian stuff one. The Chief Wahoo no longer exists, so these ones are pretty important to me. But man, I don't know long term what I'm going to do. I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to getting more cases. I told my wife, I was like, we got to get more display cases. We got to get more cabinets here. So boy, I don't know. I don't know what to do because it's not like, I'm not going to make $1 million off these, as you know. It's
Yeah.
it's fun to collect, and so I'll keep collecting until I don't know. Either I run out of money, or there's no more space, or something. I'm not sure.
So it's all for the personal collection at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't.
That's all I was saying. I was gonna say, the majority of what the Bobble Goat does are for the personal collection. I do make trades with people on like the bar. And for people that don't know, the bar is a really good Facebook group with lots of bobblehead discussion sales. I encourage you to join it. It's a great community, basically. But yeah, I respect that. Like I got these Snoops here. Like as you said, I could not have this Dazed and Confused Bobble either. Like it was
Yeah,
just too good. Like yeah.
yeah. Like I said, it's like a little memory. Like I remember watching the movie. I mean, I get it. The quote everybody remembers about Matthew McConaughey, all right, all right, all right. But I just remember him saying, it's like, you got a joint? And the kid says no. And he's like, it'd be a lot cooler if you did. And like those little movie lines, those little memories, that's the type of stuff that gets me excited and why I like to collect the movie, music, or TV bobbleheads. But yeah, long term, I have no plan what the heck to do with these things. But right now, I just keep collecting, trying to fill up these cases, and I'm going to keep going. Um, Yeah, I enjoy it.
I love the
Yeah,
passion. You can see the passion. I
yep.
love the collection. The collection is dope.
Thank
So
you.
I know this is probably an impossible thing to ask a collector of your caliber. But do you have, I would never ask for a top number one, but do you have maybe a top five bobbleheads that you want to show us?
Yeah, yeah. Let me make sure I'm doing this again here. So, it's tough to pick out your favorites, but I'd probably go with, and it's hard to say which Chief Wahoo I like the best. This was a Christmas gift, and of course, this thing is ancient from the '60s. But this is a Catman, and obviously, I didn't know who Catman was until I saw somebody post about it. I was like, "What the heck is this?" And this is custom. This is one of one. The guy hand makes these things. He's up in Canada, and for some reason, he's got a love affair with Chief Wahoo. So what I like about it is he's got the Guardians logo, um, but it's still Chief Wahoo, which no longer exists. And so he's got the one tier because he's gone. He's no longer there. So that one's pretty special. I like that one a lot. Again, back here is a Bob Hope, and
Bob Hope, awesome.
so this is Bob Hope. Was at one time an owner of the Cleveland Indians. So this is limited edition. There's only 500 of these.
Wow.
You very rarely see them come up, but it really kind of looks like the guy. It's well made, ceramic, so definitely a good one in my humble opinion. Um, Kind of cheating here, but I've got three of the four Foo Fighter sets. The Blue Jays one is my favorite because my wife got it for me for Father's Day. Again, can't really see it too well, but I tried to highlight those. So I still need to get the Mariner set, but the Blue Jays was a Father's Day gift. Unexpected, was not expecting my wife to get that for me. And so I would put that there. Oh, boy, oh boy. Only time I've seen the Mariners one for sale was in the bar. And I hate to say this, but I think it's overpriced. I will eventually because I want to be a completist. I want to have all of them. My wife thinks it's again ridiculous to have essentially four of the same bobblehead, but I'm like, they're in different jerseys, dear. Come on. Don't.
Trust me, I get it.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I mean, I have about 600 myself, about 300 behind me. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. Um, then again, I'm kind of cheating because I'm going to group a couple here, but let me kneel
It's
down.
cool. It's impossible to pick, you know.
Yeah.
I can't pick my favorite bobblehead. Yeah, I
Well,
can't.
I like the Cleveland hot dog set. So they've done a couple of these. These were the SGAs, and again, you can't really see Brandon, but the reason I like them so much is they're well made. They look exactly like the characters that raced during the hot dog race. I'm a mustard guy, so anytime I can, I root for mustard there. But this really well made. They're fun. They got the hot dog to go with them. I mean, come on, man. That's just fun. So boy, oh boy, I don't know what other ones I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to pick, as you had said. So I was thinking about this all day, knowing that we were going to be meeting, and kind of went back and forth over a bunch of them. But boy, I don't know. It's tough to pick that one where you're like, oh, this is one that I love. I don't know.
Did I see you have a 3-footer?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baker Mayfield, and I don't care that he's not on the Browns anymore. That doesn't bother me.
Yo, he was amazing in those commercials. When the stadium was is his
Yeah,
home, he was
yeah.
hilarious.
And you know, although he's not on the team anymore, love him or hate him, he was a part of our history. He won a freaking playoff game, which, as a Browns fan, you don't get to say often. I'm no Eagles guy, but I get it, man. You guys have been there. You've been at the mountaintop, and but yeah, the 3-footer, my 1 3-footer I have there, definitely a cool piece to have. I'd love to get more, but I would be price conscious and making sure that I don't overpay. I don't know, man. It's tough to say which ones because I like all of them, right? I
All right,
don't know.
I want to ask you a few different bobbles, and
Okay, great.
we'll see if you have a bobble of that person. So I want to start off. Do you have a bobble of George Costanza?
George Costanza, not George Costanza. No, I like Seinfeld, but again, I got late to the game, and to get all those Brooklyn Cyclones bobbleheads or the other ones with Jay Peterman and I don't know, Keith Hernandez and all those guys. It's too late for me to get into the game. So if anybody ever sells the complete set and the price is right, maybe, but I do not have a George Costanza.
No. Do you have the current broadcasters of the Cleveland Guardians?
Yeah, yeah. Tom Hamilton. Let me flip it around. So yes, Tom Hamilton. He does the play-by-play radio. He's famous for his opening call of sits on the corner of Ontario and something something. Of course, I'm embarrassed now that I can't say it, but yes, right there, Tom Hamilton. It's supposed to talk, but I got it for less expensive because the voice chip doesn't work anymore.
What is your most American bobblehead?
Well, I'll throw this one out. I got two Joey Chestnuts, and I mean,
Oh,
when
dope.
you're talking eating
Oh, with the
champion.
you have one with the bell. I have the other one, but I saw the
Yeah,
other one.
this one's from I think it's the Bobblehead Hall of Fame. It's the hot dog counter one. Ugh. So definitely enjoyed this one, the hot dog counter. I don't know. Can't think of much more than July 4th eating 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Then that's the pork roll. So I'm not from the Philly area or New Jersey. So I'd never heard of pork roll. And my wife was like, "Oh yeah, my dad eats pork roll. You got to have pork roll. It's so good." And scrapple or whatever. And I'm like, "Okay, what is all this stuff?" So I had pork roll. I like pork roll, and so I had to get those ones. These were from the Blue Claws, not the Blue Rocks, but the Blue Claws. So I would say this one's probably the most American one I have, I guess.
I like it. Cavalier for the last one. My all-time favorite Cleveland Cavalier was
Yeah,
Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
yeah, I got to know Drew Niskell. Big Z, yeah, he's in here someplace. Look, if the Browns win, I'm going crazy. And the Indians were close, they were so close against the Cubs. So that was yeah. So if the Browns or Indians win, get Guardians, excuse me, I'll go ham because I'll finally be like, you know what, I may never see this again, so I'm going crazy.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mike. Really appreciate it in the Bobble Cave. And thank you for showing us your collection. Really, really enjoyed it. And if you're not down with that, I've got two words for you: Collector's Corner.
There it is.